What's up, nerds? So, coming at you today because I wanted to talk about the woes of Disney. They are in so much trouble right now. I mean, they've got so many issues going on that it's just like crazy. And I was going to talk about these separately, but then all of a sudden I was just like, all this stuff is coming up and it's just coming out left and right. So I'm just like, let's just throw it all in one video and just talk about how Disney is like, they're going up in flames. That's why I chose this little picture that's on the thing. So, I just want to say I used to be like the hugest fan of Disney. Like I was like, oh my god, I love Disney. Grew up with Disney in my house since I was a little kid. You know, we all did pretty much. If you grew up like me and everything, and Disney was just like awesome, and you loved Disney, all that good stuff. But now we're in today's age where we have progressive politics and gender ideology infiltrating every single form of entertainment known to man, and Disney has succumbed to it. We've seen it come out in all of their stuff, you know? And some of it's not bad. Like, some stuff I don't protest about, but most of the part, Disney's not doing it right. So we're going to get into some of the stuff for this. I have some articles and everything. The first one, so they did their investor call last week. And Disney lost 1.3 million subscribers after they raised their prices and have taken a 300 million streaming loss. Now, they were up because they did fire a bunch of people, which is sad. I don't like to see people lose their job. But at the same time, you know, Disney, I mean, you know, whatever. Bob Iger's making that sweet cash because he gets to make these sweet decisions. It just says the streaming service, you know, they lost a lot compared to, you know, Amazon and all that stuff. And I get it that they would, you know, that they would lose people because of that. But I mean, like, first off, I just want to say they didn't lose me in terms of my Disney Plus subscription because I have kids and, you know, I love Bluey. We watch Bluey all the time. It's like ridiculous. I could watch Bluey all by myself. Anyways. So they lost it. But one thing it also talks about in here is Echo. Now, Echo did really well when it first was dropped, but then it didn't stick around. Echo did really great like first week. And then after that, it just like dropped off the map. Like nobody was interested because it doesn't have staying power. And, you know, it was just bad. So it's all culminating into a vote for board members, right? And Nelson Peltz wants to get on that board. He wants on that Disney board so bad, you guys. He can taste it. He tastes it. So what he calls is their, and it says right here on this Deadline article, their spaghetti against the wall. So this one I want to read just a tiny bit because Nelson Peltz him and his allies want to get up on the board, okay? And he wrote a letter to the shareholders and he says, delivering ambitious growth plans requires leadership with a deep understanding of the company's current strengths and assets. The letter said, Disney's board has a range of talents, skill sets, experiences, and professional backgrounds that are particularly relevant to the company's business and strategic objectives. And then it comes down here and says, with Bob Iger at the helm alongside the board of directors and senior leaders, the company is intensely focused on building for the future. The Disney letter said, illustrated with an array of color photographs and graphs with key financial stats, the letter went on to say that the company's strategic plan is already delivering results. And I think that it's because he called it, you know, their spaghetti at the, throwing spaghetti at the wall, you know, plan overall. And it's just not good. And so, you know, reading this, hold on, let me finish reading some more of this. It says activist Disney investor Nelson Peltz, and they're calling him an activist. And this is the thing about it is, I'm not necessarily like a huge into Nelson Peltz or whatever, but I do think they need people that want to make money for Disney and they want to put out programming that will make money for Disney. Me personally, I have 2 kids. I'm not taking them to see anything Disney for a while. Like, I'm sorry, that's just how that is. Because Disney has proven that they want to sprinkle in their agenda, and I'm not interested in that. I'm not interested in getting that towards my kids. I mean, like, this is the thing about it is, when it comes to Disney, they don't want to pepper it through and just kind of like give it to you and have small undertones. They want to just shove it down your throat. You know, and me, I just go, I don't need that for my children. I don't need them to be told they're a piece of shit, you know, while watching, you know, Frozen 3. So it says, whose trained fund management as clashing with CEO Bob Iger, who does not want Nelson Peltz on the board. They are trying so hard. In fact, they got, I think there's a link here somewhere where they are trying to get you to go to a website and they are telling you who to vote for. They're like, vote for all our people. And these are the people you don't want to vote for. And if you're a shareholder, if you own one share in Disney, you can vote. And you can vote for anyone you want. But Nelson Peltz is trying to get on the board, so he's also guaranteed victory in the proxy fight. With the stock waning and the Disney facing another proxy contest, Disney appears to again be trying to distract shareholders with what we see as a fiscal tale, claiming it has turned the corner and entered a new era, Train wrote in a letter to shareholders Wednesday. And with that, Disney announced a slew of new promises and ideas, most still in the process of being developed, hoping that shareholders would just believe all was well and improving. Which I just go, and they did. They announced Moana 2 as a movie instead of a show. They announced some other stuff, and like Thunderbolts is getting released earlier, sooner rather than later and everything. And it just goes to show you that they've just got a problem on their hands. And I don't feel bad for Bob Iger because everybody's all like, they want to blame Bob Chapek for everything. But Bob Iger set this stuff in motion. And then he left, and then he had to come back to fix his mess. So, and he's trying to clean it up, but I don't think he's trying to clean it up. I think he's just trying to keep going down that path of nonsense. So that leads to this, you guys. So this is from Breitbart. I have not used Breitbart before. There's Bob Iger. And it says, Disney is hit with a federal civil rights complaint over DEI, alleges discrimination against white men, Christians, and Jews, which I found this very interesting. I was like, oh man, look at that. So this is not a huge article, but I'll talk about it. So the Walt Disney Company has been hit with a federal civil rights complaint alleging that the company's DEI policies are unlawful and discriminate against white American men, Christians, and Jews. And we're going to talk about that in just a second because this does play into effect. I have an example of it. Off the top of my head. So it says America First Legal filed the complaint against Disney on Wednesday. The group cited publicly available documents published on Disney's official sites, as well as leaked internal documents showing how executives have made diversity, equity, and inclusion a central part of Disney's hiring practices. It is sad and tragic that a company whose name was once synonymous with wholesome and charming childhood fantasies is now dedicated to spreading divisive bigotry. We urge Disney to cease and desist its unlawful and destructive conduct at once, said Stephen Miller, president of America First Legal and former Trump administration official. Oh, yeah. I remember him. Yeah, the bald guy. He was like balding, and then he didn't want to shave his head, and then finally he did, and I'm all like, good move. I don't really know him that much. At the heart of America First Legal's argument is that Disney is implemented de facto quotas in its hiring, which violates employment law. And just an example of that, you guys remember Leslie Headland? She is the woman that wrote and directed The Acolyte, which is coming out this year sometime whenever. Remember that interview she did? And I'll put the clip up.
So as I started to rise in television, I started to just get more blunt and just start saying, like, I would like a black writer. Because if I said diverse, you get, well.
See, seeing that, you heard that. So Leslie was just saying, like, I want to hire black writers. And you can't do that. You can't say, I want to discriminate against a certain group because of their race. That's illegal. When you are hiring, like if you're hiring somebody, you can't say, are you Jewish? You can't do that. That is illegal. You cannot hire somebody based off, or not hire somebody based off race, religion, creed, all that, gender, all that stuff. You can't do it. You can't fire a woman because she's pregnant. That's illegal. You can't do that stuff. That's ridiculous. And you can't hire somebody because of that. Like it works both ways. Among the published quotas is the goal that 50% of Disney's TV series directors must come from underrepresented groups. It is patently unlawful to consider racial, ethnic, and sexual-based characteristics in hiring, training, compensation, and promotion. America First Legal said in its complaint, decades of case law have held that policies that impose racial balancing or quotas in employment training and recruitment, such as those presented in Disney's websites, are prohibited. The complaint linked in our documents. So then, and it leads here to this. Oh, it's just another one where Elon Musk shared. He said he got a source. I'm a little skeptic when people share sources, but this is his thing about how they are hiring for certain groups. And so, long story short, Disney's got some troubles on their hands. Gina Carano's suing them. Florida just ruled against them with their whole having their own little state and everything. And they've just got a slew of problems. And Disney needs to about face real fucking quick, or they're not gonna. And you know what? Like the Joker said, you get what you fucking deserve.
Police, get what you fucking deserve.
I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for Bob. Bob Iger did this. He did this. It's all his fault. So, again, they better shape up or they're gonna burn, just like this picture. So, tell me what you guys think about all this. It's so interesting what's going on. I mean, 1 year and Disney is just like, imploding and everything. But tell me what you guys think about all of this. If you think it's interesting or just like, you're like, I don't care or whatnot. And then where do you think Disney can go from here? I mean, do you think they can rally or do you think they're just done? You know what I'm saying? But tell me what you guys think. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.